You don't wake up tired because you didn't sleep enough. You wake up tired because your mind never actually stopped. Most people think mornings are the problem. They try to fix it with motivation, routines, discipline, but the real issue happens before you even fall asleep because your brain doesn't care about your schedule. It cares about unfinished things, and if your day ends without a clear signal, your mind keeps running quietly in the background, like tabs you forgot to close. So, you wake up heavy, not because your life is overwhelming, but because yesterday never really ended. And here's the part most people miss. You don't need a better morning routine. You need a better ending. Because when the day ends correctly, the next one doesn't. Feel like a continuation of stress. It feels like a reset. And the strange thing is, this doesn't take more effort. It takes less, just done with intention. You've probably experienced this without realizing it. Your body feels exhausted, but your mind refuses to slow down. You lie in bed, and instead of drifting off, your thoughts get louder. Small things you ignored all day suddenly return. Messages you didn't reply to, work you haven't finished, conversations you replay in your head, and then your brain starts jumping forward. What if tomorrow goes wrong? What if you fall behind again? What if you never figure things out? So you try to escape it, you scroll, you distract yourself. You wait until you're too tired to think. But even when you fall asleep, it doesn't feel like rest because your brain never got the signal to stop. And this is where most people misunderstand the problem. They think they lack discipline. They think they need to be more in control, but your brain isn't disobedient. It's unfinished. From its perspective, those thoughts are not random. They are open loops. Things that haven't been stored, decided, or closed, so it keeps bringing them back again and again. Not to annoy you, but to protect you from forgetting. And when there are too many open loops, your system stays active. Your body stays slightly tense. Your mind stays alert. And sleep becomes shallow instead of restorative. So the next morning, you don't feel reset. You feel like you're continuing something that never ended. This is not about willpower. It's about structure. And without a clear structure to end the day, your brain will keep doing what it was designed to do. Keep thinking, keep scanning, keep holding on. The shift happens when you stop trying to control your thoughts and start giving them a place to land, because your brain doesn't need silence. It needs clarity. Most people try to fight overthinking. They try to force calm. They try to shut their mind off. But that never works for long because the brain is not designed to shut off on command. It's designed to resolve what feels unfinished. And here's the key insight. Your brain is not asking you to solve everything. It's asking you to acknowledge it. There's a difference. Solving takes time, but acknowledging takes seconds. And to your brain, that's often enough. Once something is captured, named, and given a place, it stops feeling urgent. This is why open loops create tension, but defined loops create relief, even if nothing is fully completed. So the goal is not to end your day with everything done. That's unrealistic. The goal is to end your day with everything accounted for, because when your brain feels that nothing will be lost, it lets go. It stops replaying. It stops scanning. It stops holding everything at once. And that's when real rest becomes possible. Not when your life is perfect, but when your mind feels safe enough to pause. So instead of trying to fix your entire night routine, use a simple system that gives your brain exactly what it needs. Clear signals, not more effort. Step 1, empty the mind. Take 1 minute, open your notes, or grab a piece of paper and write everything that is still in your head. Unfinished tasks, small worries, random thoughts, no structure, no editing. Just get it out. Imagine a simple stick figure sitting with a heavy cloud above its head, thoughts stacking on top of each other, then slowly moving them onto a page. And the cloud starts to thin. Step 2, signal delay. At the bottom of what you wrote, add 1 sentence. Tomorrow I will handle this. This is not planning. It's permission to stop for today. Step 3, downshift the body. Take a slow breath in through your nose, hold briefly, then exhale longer than you inhale. Repeat this a few times. And while you exhale, let your shoulders drop. Release the tension you didn't notice you were holding. Step 4. Reduce the load of tomorrow. Choose one small action for the morning. Something simple, something you cannot fail, like drinking water or sitting up and breathing. Write it down clearly. Tomorrow morning, I only need to do this. Now, imagine the stick figure waking up, no pressure, just one small step and completing it easily. Step 5. Close the day. This is the final signal, the one most people skip. Before you sleep, say a short sentence, "Today is complete," or "I did enough for today." Imagine the stick figure gently turning off a light. The room goes quiet, nothing left to process. This is how you tell your brain, we are done, no complexity. No long routine, just a clear ending your mind can understand. If you repeat this for a few nights, the change is not dramatic, but it is noticeable. You don't wake up with that immediate weight, that feeling of being behind before the day even starts. Your mind feels a little quieter, your body a little less tense, and that small difference matters more than it seems, because when your baseline is calmer, everything else requires less effort. You don't need to push yourself as hard to start. You don't resist simple tasks as much. Focus feels more natural, not because you force discipline, but because there is less internal noise over time. This creates a different kind of progress, not intense bursts followed by burnout, but steady movement, small actions repeated without friction. You stop relying on motivation because you don't need to fight yourself every morning. And slowly, you begin to trust your own rhythm again. You realize productivity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from carrying less mental clutter, less tension, less unfinished weight from yesterday. And that's what makes consistency possible. Not pressure, not perfection, just a system that respects how your mind actually works. You don't need to become more disciplined. You don't need to redesign your entire life. You just need a better way to end your day. Because when the day ends with clarity, the next one doesn't start with pressure. It starts with space. And that space is what most people are missing. Not more time, not more motivation, just a mind that isn't carrying everything at once. So tonight, don't try to fix everything. Don't try to solve your whole life before sleep. Just take a few minutes. Clear what's in your head. Slow your body down. And give your mind a clear ending, then let it rest. And tomorrow morning, pay attention, not to how productive you are, but to how you feel. Because that feeling is the signal that something small, done consistently, is starting to work. If you've been stuck in this loop before, comment system. And if you want to keep building simple systems like this, subscribe one small change at a time until your days feel lighter without forcing them.